Hey guys, it's Brian here. I'm going to go with part one of your warm-ups for this workout program. The first one is called a good morning. It's a movement just to warm up your hip hinge and your posterior chain, your hip complex. All we're going to do is grab a PVC pipe if you have one, or a broomstick, works just fine. We're going to squeeze your glutes, tighten everything up, stay up nice and tall, push your hips back, squeezing your butt the whole time, driving through your heels, keep your low back tight and erect, chest up. All the way down. Squeeze your hips, push through. You want to start by getting down as low as you can and work your way up. If you guys aren't able to do that, you're still working on your hip hinge. Option B, same thing with a broomstick or a PVC pipe. So you're going to grab low point here at the bottom, high point up top. You want 3 points of contact up at your head, right back here, middle of your upper back, and butt or low back. What we're going to do is the same movement. The key is to make sure that none of those points of contact come off your back or your head or anything else. So you can see I'm still working on mine. I'm always a little bit tight. But the idea is to keep everything nice and straight, all points of contact in. As far as reps goes, guys, you want each movement to be about 10 to 15 reps. Just really focus on squeezing the parts of the muscle groups that you're working on. Okay guys, part two of the warm-up. If you saw that PVC pipe or broomstick, it helps. If not, it's okay. Just throw that bad boy on your back. We're gonna lunge. We're gonna work on our lunges. We're gonna get that back knee all the way down to the floor. Take your time, don't rush through these. If you can't get that back knee all the way down to the floor, it just means you're a little bit tight. Just focus on nice, slow, controlled movements. Squeeze those glutes on the way up and down. What this does is a nice active stretch on your hip flexors. It's also working on your one-legged stability. I just like to go down and back here with this warm-up. Get really nice, good, controlled movements. Get some blood into my glutes, my hamstrings, and my quads. Okay, part three of the warm-up, guys. We're gonna start working on our upper body, so mostly our shoulders and shoulder blade complex. So again, PVC pipe slash broomstick. Just gonna work on our dislocates, guys. Now what we're gonna do is grab as far out as you can, put some active outward pressure on that. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, keep them tight the whole time. Forward and back. It looks painful, but it's not. And if you're not able to do this quite yet, that's okay. Like I said, grip out as far as you can. Keep everything nice and straight. And don't let your hips come way out in front. We're gonna keep everything nice and tall and straight. And if you're not quite able to do that without bending your arms, what you'll have you guys do is head up to a wall, one side at a time. Wall circles. We're going to go forward and back. I'm going to try to control this shoulder as much as I can, not let it come forward. Again, this one's really manageable in terms of if you have bad shoulder mobility, start away from the wall. Work your way in really close so we can get here all the way forward and through without moving your shoulder too much. Now, I'm not the best example. I'm still a little bit tight. But you're going to go about 5 sweeps each direction, forward and back. Same thing each side. Just really work on squeezing that shoulder blade to your back, keeping everything nice and tight. Control that out shoulder, the other shoulder, making sure it's not coming forward. Stay nice and solid with those movements. Okay, fourth movement, guys, is band pull aparts. We're going to do 15 to 20 reps of these. We're going to keep the arms straight. If you have access to a band, get the smallest one that I have here. It's the best place to start because these are really hard, so you don't want something that's a really big, thick band. Nice and straight with the arms, we're just gonna pull out. Right here. Squeezing those traps, squeeze those rear delts. Warming up that shoulder blade complex as I'll turn around for you. Give you a good idea of what I'm doing, as you can see my back. Big key here is to keep my arms straight. We don't want to come out and extend. Turns it into a tricep movement. We want to keep everything straight. And if things are too hard, just grip farther apart on the band and come out here. As you get better, 15 to 20 reps, start working your way in. The goal with all of these movements, guys, is not to create fatigue. We're just building up a little bit of blood flow, getting oxygen in the muscles that you're working, just building that mind-muscle connection. Okay, you guys, we're back again with the fifth part of your warm-up. What we're gonna do is planks. We're gonna go front and side planks. There's a couple different options for these. If you guys are still working on them, you're gonna probably start here in that push-up position. If you're getting better and you're comfortable being on your hands and knees here, or your toes and your elbows, we wanna keep those glutes tight, squeeze your abs really, really hard. And the goal here is not to go for time. We're just gonna squeeze everything as hard as we can, tuck your belly button to your spine, Keep your glutes nice and tight, feet together, and just wake your abs up. We want them to be active in whatever movement we're doing, especially lower body movements like squat and deadlift. Go for about 20 seconds or so. If you're not quite up to 20 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds at a time, and just squeeze, make your whole body shake. So for the side plank variation, still working on these, or you haven't done them yet, start here, knees and elbows. Great place to start, just keep your hips up nice and tall. If you're getting better, you're more confident, right up on those feet, keep them stacked. Same thing, we're working on squeezing right here, that part of your body that's closest to the floor. We're trying to keep our hips up as high as we can. Again, same thing, 10-15 seconds aside. Roll on over. And these side planks are important because once you get these little smaller muscles involved that are involved in moving the trunk and the hip, if these guys aren't warm when you're doing your squats, your deadlifts, your lower body movements, it can cause a lot of lower back issues. Okay, so again, 10-15 seconds aside. Okay, the last part of you guys' warm up is a glute bridge. Now everyone's glutes are super underactive, especially if you have a desk job. You're sitting on those bad boys all day, and they're just not used to firing. They're not working, and they play a huge role in everything that you do, all of your movement, and low back pain especially. So if you're dealing with low back pain, start looking into getting your glutes more active. The last part here is a glute bridge. What we're going to do is, first part, as you can see, I have a little bit of an arch in my low back here. I want to flatten that out so it's up my belly button to my spine. Then I'm going to squeeze my glutes really hard before I come off the floor. And I'm just going to push up as hard as I can and keep my glutes squeezed as hard as I can. A couple seconds, come on back down. Same thing. Up, back down. Now it's really important that we flatten that low back first and squeeze your glutes, because especially if you have underactive glutes, your body's probably used to doing a lot of the work for those glutes, so your low back's probably going to try to get involved here. Now that's a big key, is we don't want that to happen. So keep those glutes squeezed the entire range of motion. Again, about 10-15 of these guys, don't try to fatigue. We're just trying to warm up.